Hello everybody, welcome to the Comments Gate Art stream. How you guys doing? Hanging in there. So I was working on page 9 of Englewood and I realized that the thing I was doing was wrong because he was kicking at the wrong leg. The leg should be the left leg, and in the drawing I'd started, it was on the right leg. So I had to delete those images and try to do this another way. Alright, so just working on redoing this panel. Realize also to sideways. Okay. Kip. Then what I'm gonna acting. Anyway, so how are you guys doing? Even though the ICMI is behind us, we're doing like post-production talks. Some of them got out. I saw Mr. Reagan, example, put his out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on his channel. One of the good things that's coming out of this, in my opinion, is that there are people who normally would not talk about politics regarding gender, talking about it more. I mean, yeah, you know, like right-wing pundits usually like criticize feminism, but they do it from a they do it while taking on a certain while taking on some of the principles as like, oh well, it was well intended, but kind of a thing. I think that if you're gonna beat feminism, people have to understand that it was always garbage. Like there was no point in history where it was like, oh, it just went off the rails. That's just not true. Always garbage. So, and you know, like, if there's a woman that says it wasn't, and I say a woman because they're ones that do that are the ones that are like, oh, it was well-meaning, but it went off the rails or whatever. Basically, it's the same thing as saying, I liked it when I got these benefits, and I didn't make everyone mad at me. Or, you know, this thing is like, essentially like taking away. Anyway, I said all that to say that today, normally I would be doing a show, but I'm just going to be uploading an interview that was done. Maddie and Richard. I uploaded part 1 Wednesday, yesterday. Uploading part 2 today. So, I finished watching Darling in the Franxx today. Darling in the Franxx. Is that Evangelion ripoff looking thing where the girl's wearing red and she's got horns for some reason? Like more hentai bait. Isn't he good? This is what I should be. You can't beat feminism. Yeah, I get, not completely no. But we got to get people to realize it was always rubbish so that we can start, like, you know, asking women to, like, take some responsibility. It's lewd Eva. Right. All right. It was a pretty good. Yes, the girl with horns. It's great. Way better than Evangelion, in my opinion. I watched Evangelion, didn't like it. The ending was weak to Darling in the Franxx. Well, I guess the only thing I'm curious about is it, would you say it's derivative? Like too derivative? Because like obviously, anime about mecha exists, and Evangelion was supposed to be like a deconstruction of that. And I hate, by the way, I'm kind of over deconstructions. I'm really over them. Like these things that take something that people enjoy and they deconstruct it, and they're like, ah, let's make it, let's take this and do the opposite of what people expect, and then I'm just kind of, I'm done with that. Like that's the Watchmen, the new show The Boys, Logan was doing that. The deconstruction thing is old. Like they do more of those than they do like regular ass, stories. I mean, and then they think that they're still like it's still some cool shit to do. Like, oh man, did you see my deconstruction of, car chases? I don't know, whatever it is that there's left to do. But anyway, I get off topic. Sorry. Would you say that how am I gonna call this? Is Darling in the Franxx a kind of a deconstruction? Is that why it's so similar looking style-wise to Evangelion? Evangelion wasn't even the first to deconstruct the super robot genre. No, there was Gunbuster. They did kind of. Space Unicorn Mecha was weird. Wasn't what's the other one? I never watched it though, but was Gurren Lagann kind of like that too? That even have mecha? I don't even know. There was a mecha the size of a universe in that, I think. Subverted X. Yeah. Zambot 3 was the oldest anime to deconstruct mecha anime. Never even heard of Zambot 3. change the color of this. I didn't really like Gurren Lagann. Never saw it. Hell, even Massinger Z deconstructed some aspects of the genre. Massinger Z was my shit. It was pretty violent. It was like robot violence. They'd lose their arms and shit. I always thought it was better than Voltron. I never cared for Voltron. Sorry, I gotta do... Speaking of Z... That's better. Voltron's fan base are about as bad as Steven Universe's. Wait, oh, I'm not talking about the new one. I don't even know. I was talking about the old one. I mean, the new show was probably better. The old show didn't even have a narrative. I mean, they had like a premise. It was like about as deep as Double Dragon in terms of like plot. There are aliens and they are bad. And there's a king and he has a son. You know, stuff like that. It's very simple. And I guess when you're young, you know, that's enough. Makes sense, I guess. New Voltron was decent. Zero Two is an amazing waifu. She needs to be protected. Protect the Dino Girl. I don't know. All right. The new Voltron was decent, but the fan base. So this month for PlayStation Plus owners, they made the free games seem pretty epic. Well, at least by the standards. A lot of times you get like, you kind of get bullshit. Like you get like, you know, little indie titles as your free game of the month. But this time, I mean, lately they have been pretty good. Like, they have been pretty good. But this time you get I don't know, Arkham Batman Arkham Knight, I think, is the third of those Arkham Asylum games. I literally only played the first one, and while I liked it, I didn't love it as much as a lot of other people. Thought it was alright, thought it was pretty good. But like I don't know, I just didn't really like fall in love with it. It was, you know what it is? It was like the combat was kind of simplistic, and you know, everything was, it was just simplistic. I guess it was nice in that, you know, like you got to Batman, Kevin Conroy and all that, but it didn't blow my skirt up exactly. I thought it was fine. It didn't blow my shirt up. Yeah, it was cool, and like it gets a little repetitive. But that was Arkham Asylum, which I think is the, I guess from what I heard, it's the best of them. Although maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, so they made Arkham Knight free. I downloaded, but I haven't checked out yet. And Darksiders 3, which is another series. Are you going? All right. Darksiders 3, which is another series like where I played all three of them, but I didn't pay for any of them, or I didn't pay much. I think Steam had this one sale where they were selling like all the THQ shit for really cheap. And I was like, there was like every game that THQ ever made. Oops. And I was like, fuck it. And I think it was like $5 or $10 for everything. And the only reason why I bought it was because I wanted Company of Heroes, which is good. And I found out that both of the Darksiders games were in there. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll play them. And I played the first two Darksiders games. And the one thing I will say that I like about the Darksiders is mainly because Joe Madureira does the character design. I think it was like his baby, his idea. And Joe Madureira is a fantastic fucking comic book artist. Like, I love his style. You know? That's it. So I started playing the third one. And so far it's okay. I like that, first off, I can tell that they backed off of some of the kind of bad choices they made with the second one, where you play as Death. And one of the things I didn't like about the second one was you had to manage your inventory. It was like, you know, you get like new equipment and like armor and shit. And I'm like, why am I getting armor and like different, you know, scythes or sickles for the fucking, you know, Death, the Horseman of Death? Like, why is he like shopping for like, oh, I think I need a better sickle? Like, no, you're Death. You should have the best one. You should have that by default. And I thought it was just a feature creep because I don't like inventory management, like you know, like in Diablo where you get like tons and tons of weapons, or even Borderlands, which I like, and I'm kind of excited for Borderlands 3. I just hope that they handle that better than they did in the past. But I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Borderlands 3. I don't know if that's gonna work out. So, but in Darksiders 3, it looks like they got rid of the inventory management, and it seems to be a little bit more straightforward, maybe like the first one. So, but I don't know. I haven't gotten very far. Arkham Knight was pretty good. Arkham Knight Rider. Oh, is that the one where you drive the Batmobile? Riddler trophies. You know what? I don't like the way that is. Like dynamic. Have him leaning in. Okay, that's better. There we go. So, since Ken is here, I'm going to ask you what you think, and anyone else who may not have been here for yesterday's stream. There are over 200 of the damn things. You have to collect them all to get 100%. So like to get to platinum trophy or like 100% achievements. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I don't ever do like I don't like that shit. Like those kinds of trophies where it's like find all of the hidden this and that. Unless I'm getting something else out of it. Like in Resident Evil I think it was Resident Evil 5. There was like those badges you could shoot, those gold emblems or medals. I did that. Well, maybe they were green. I can't remember. But I did do that because there was some reward for it, and I was playing co-op with my friend. And I think once you really get into like just playing it over and over, I had a fucking fun ass time with Resident Evil 5. I gotta tell you, if you have somebody to play with and you're doing co-op, that shit's fun as fuck. Resident Evil 5 is fun as shit. But I don't normally get into that stuff. I don't normally get into the whole, you know, collect all of the things. I don't know. Okay, so let's refine this a bit. Well, maybe we don't have to. Let's look back. I mean, I did add details to these. That's what I needed. Back up. Try to like, so I know what's gonna be where. And okay, right layer, shorts, armband thing, and here gloves, fighting. Okay. Oh yeah, so anyway, they're scattered throughout the entire map. Yeah, I haven't even started like Arkham. Do you think is it an okay game? Should I like play it? Even though it was free. It was free, but I don't know if, you know, if I'm gonna like, if it's not worth my time, play it. Here. With this dude. This one. Change the color. Waiting for this. The main three games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, are good. I'd avoid Arkham Origins, though. Damn. Seems like you put Origins in the beginning of anything and it's crap. Okay. Play it, finish it, don't 100% it. Yeah, that was my thinking. So it's my birthday was yesterday, and I saying this in the last show. So like if you're hearing it again, I apologize for London. Um, but I'm thinking about getting a game for myself. I'm currently playing Darksiders 3, so I might just do that. And just see it through. I just wanted something I can play, there's like games that I have heard about that I never played. And they're on sale. Or at the very least, yeah, they're on sale. They're basically a little cheaper, They're either greatest hits games or they just, put them on sale, or they just been out for a while and I guess the price went down or whatever. So I want you to tell me which one you think would be the best investment, okay? So my choices are, this is for anybody who didn't hear me say it yesterday, Dragon Age Origins is so I'm looking at Nier Automata. I played the demo of, but that's it. I love Platinum Games, but I mean, like Metal Gear Rising is my shit. Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta. I played the shit out of Bayonetta. I even love Vanquish. I think Vanquish is a great game that a lot of people don't know about. Hidden gem of Platinum Games. So I love what they do, and I know this is one of theirs, which is why I'm interested. Although they also did this Legend of Korra game that I heard wasn't very good, and there was a Transformers game too that they put out that I don't know if it was any good or not. Admittedly, I am kind of interested. I love fucking War for Cybertron, but I digress. So Nier Automata. Second one is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Is also cheap, I think. And the third one is Doom 2016. Now I can only get one of them. So Nier Automata, Doom from a couple of years ago, or Resident Evil 7. You can only get one. Which one would it be? You can only get one of them. Which one would you get? Cora taints everything she touches. I'm gonna look at the script for the last panel here. I think I remember it, but okay, I have an idea. I'd get Resident Evil 7. Okay. Nier Automata, you will probably get the most time out of. Yeah, how many hours are we looking at? I think Nier Automata is actually the cheapest one too. I think it's like a greatest hits game now, but I have to look. Shit. Another free game I got that I haven't even checked out yet is, well, I'm gonna wait until you guys say some more stuff before I bring this up, but it's long as fuck. There are over 20 endings. Jesus Christ. All right, last panel. guy back here. Hungry. That's good. What I do here. Endings, most of them are jokes. Okay, endings. Finally completed Resident Evil 2, Leon A and Claire B. Yeah, I have to go back to that. I have to go back to Resident Evil 2. That was good. That was a good ride. Okay. Blood first supply on GOG. What are you talking about? Private chat. Dislike Chan, please. Man, this today is just flying by, isn't it? Damn. Actually, you know what? That hand. That's a lot better. There we go. All right, so if I was gonna get two, because I don't know, like I got a little extra money, would it just be Nier Automata and Resident Evil? I mean, the new Doom is coming out, but it's not coming out for a little while. I don't think it's coming out until what, December or something? I'm not even sure. When is Doom Eternal supposed to drop? See, a part of me is interested in Doom because it seems pretty, like, politically incorrect right now. So have room? Yeah, we got room. We got room. November. Okay, Richard. Oh, I have to finish Detroit Become Woke too. Maybe I'll do a stream over the weekend or later today if I got nothing done with my other work. People have been asking me about doing Detroit Become Woke. When is Catherine Full Body supposed to be released? I'm not interested in that game. I have the first one. I don't know, like, what's the difference? There's more levels. That game was hard, man. I'm not really great at puzzle games, though, to be fair. Detroit Become gameplay. Play Detroit Become Woke some more. Detroit Become Bore.
Here's some love and shekels for my favorite Doge. Will we be getting more Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
Yeah.
That stream was awesome.
Yeah, did you enjoy that? I gotta play that. You know what what I bought, that Castlevania Symphony of the Night, that was actually 2 games in one. So you get this game called Castlevania Rondo of Blood as well. And that's actually the true prequel to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So when Symphony of the Night starts, you play as Richter Belmont, right? And I didn't know this, but Rondo of Blood is that game that you start Symphony of the Night playing. And fuck, man, that game's hard. I think that might be the fabled Dracula X that we used to hear about. That was called Rondo. That's called Rondo of Blood, or at least that's what they're calling it now. I don't know. So, thank you, Lord of Swarm, for the donation. Very kind of you. But yeah, that shit's hard. Not a fan of Rondo of Blood. Richard saying it's out now. I guess you're talking about Catherine. Catherine, that shit was hard too. Those puzzles, man. I know that in the new full body, there's like a trap that you could end up with, I guess. No thanks. I'm good. Why they're pushing that shit on me? I'm sorry. Not interested. Second. Yeah, about it. So yeah, Symphony of the Night. I'll play some more of it. I guess I'll let me ask you guys this, because I was thinking about this. Should I just do all of my game streams on Twitch instead? Set up a good Twitch page, or is it okay if I just do it on my YouTube channel, other YouTube? Out of curiosity. Rin is coincidentally best girl. You do you though, as far as Rondo goes. Well, I just want to finish it because it's part of the game I bought, so but I'll probably just play it on my own time. I didn't like Sticks and Stones. Oh, you know, I got some a take on that. I got a take on that. I watched it over the weekend. YouTube audience is more consistent. Yeah. YouTube. Richard Orrit, it was probably his weakest routine. Yeah, that's the thing. Because I was listening to you know, I've watched the Chappelle show. I got all 3 DVDs. I got season 1, 2, and like the lost episodes where they started a season 3. That was pretty awful though. But the racist fairy was just too good to pass up. Anyway, but like Sticks and Stones is just kind of, it was just kind of average. It's actually not Chappelle's best work. And I think that people are so happy that he's being politically incorrect that they're just taking it as like, you know, like it's like we take whatever we can get. And all it shows to me anyway is that like comedy is so fucked up. It's so fucked that, you know, like mediocre shit from people sounds like, it seems like amazing. Does that make sense? It's like the state of comedy is so bad that when someone makes something that's mediocre but happens to be a bit un-PC, we act like it's the best shit ever because we're just like so thirsty for something good. You know? It's like, you know, not having any water in the desert and shit. I think it just shows how the state of things, you know? Bigger. that makes sense. All right, so this guy, our referee. I wanted him to be broader gentleman. I'll increase his size, his thickness. Oh, shit on! That's his face. Background, like, what? Okay. There we go. And all right. So I sketched out, got like 255. I sketched out all 4 panels on this. We'll add some flashes of light in the background, like photographers, pictures. Poof, poof. All right. So where was I? Today's comedy is nothing but Orange Man bad 24/7. Just like movies, politics have become more important than the substance. Yep. That's why we take whatever we can get. And so Chappelle can make a relatively mediocre comedy special, especially by his own standards. And we act like it's fucking, you know, the best shit. Just like flip out over this stuff. And really, it's not that special when you look at it. All right. Chappelle's starting to sound old and angry and not in a good way. Yeah, he's definitely sounds really different. I think he because, you know, I remember there was an interview with Oprah, and he believed in the idea of institutionalized racism. And maybe he experienced what he believed is that, but it was in Hollywood, and he probably thought, well, if it's like this, because look, the motherfucker did not grow up in the hood. He grew up in Ohio, in the suburbs around white people. He's not from the hood. And while his criticisms of the black community are astute, probably heard from other people, the fact is he is wrong about a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to race. And, well, like his observation about the G Mafia which is the LGBTQ lobby or the alphabet people or whatever you want to call it, there's truth there. What he doesn't recognize is that is the exact same mechanism that attacks white men for making jokes about the gay community, or I'm sorry, about black people, or about women or whatever. And he thinks that for some reason he exists outside of that. Like, it's just basically he's using the logic of SJWs in reference to SJWs using that logic against him. So he believes that, this because they're trans and gay, I can't make jokes about them, and that's not fair, But the fact is, there are people that you don't believe that white people can make jokes about black people for the same reason, right? Or you believe a lot of the same things at their core. So it's the reason what happened to ContraPoints, where she had to leave Twitter, because eventually, and I knew this was going to happen, I was wondering about this myself, if trans people, are generally binary in that they want to switch from gender A to gender B, then how would non-binary people respond to them? Like, at what point is this going to become an issue from within the LGBT community, within the G Mafia? And sure enough, that's what's going on. ContraPoint says she doesn't even say anything mean. She just says, I don't get non-binary people because I am a person that went from male to female, right? In order for you to say, I want to go from male to female, you have to accept a binary. You have to. It's the only way that works. So if she's wondering, how does non-binary even fit into this? And then says that aloud, naturally, the non-binaries come after her. And what are non-binaries? Well, non-binary people are just people who they want to be transgenders. They want to be able to make themselves seem special by saying, look at me, I'm a girl that wears pants and has her hair short, therefore I'm non-binary or something. Or they're people who want to transition, but they don't pass, so they use the non-binary terminology, the non-binary school of thinking, as a way of saying, well, look, I don't pass as a woman or a man, but I don't want to pass, or I don't have to because I'm non-binary now. And so it's basically a way to avoid dealing with consequences, So anyway, it's that Chappelle's comedy won't be stronger unless he goes back to, he has to remember where he came from, in that, his comedy was okay with making fun of black culture as well, and pointing out what's hilarious about them. And it should be more about like looking at the differences between cultures and having a laugh at the differences, as opposed to using the platform to criticize or attack people or whatever. And I'm not saying you can't do that. Of course you can do whatever you want. It's a free country. What I'm saying is, if you want to be funny, you're going to be better served by approaching it in that way. You have to be truthful, because what makes comedy funny is if it's truthful. If it's a lie, it won't work. If you make jokes about how racist Darren Wilson is because he killed Michael Brown, it's gonna fall flat for anyone that knows the truth about that incident. And it's just not, and that's just, hopefully by now it's most people, so it's not gonna work. So what you got to do is you got to look, what's the truth? Okay, how can I make a joke about that? That's what you have to do. All right. Get debt to capitalism. Now give me money. Ooh woo. Contra's Patreon had around 9,500 patrons, with tiers ranging from $2 to $20 US. Girls who wear pants, we call them tomboys. No, we just call them girls, because girls can just wear pants now and still be feminine. Actually, it's common. Let me ask you this. I don't see this here in Chicago hardly at all, okay? When was the last time you saw a girl in a dress? Not a skirt, a dress. When was the last time, if it wasn't like at a dinner or something, just like out casually, just like hanging out? When was the last time you saw a girl in a dress? And now, what was the last time you saw a man in a dress? Because I can tell you what, I've seen a man in a dress more recently than I saw a woman in a dress. Maybe it's a Chicago thing, I don't know. And I'm talking about IRL, right? All right, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because it's 1:03. Let me save where I'm at. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick. Non-binary people are attention-seeking people who define themselves by the stereotypes that they claim to hate. Yeah. If those stereotypes didn't exist, they wouldn't have anything. Well, they are, yeah, they're either seeking attention or they're trans and they're not passing, so they're using non-binary as a way of getting around that. Basically what it is. And maybe they're both. Who knows? I have theory that YouTube socialists are like Christian preachers. They take all your money and promise you heaven after death. I've seen more men in dresses than women lately. That's a feels bad, man. Yeah. You don't really see women in dresses. Actually, a woman in jeans or pants is actually pretty normal. So, mostly in jeans. But yeah, I don't really see it either. I mean, even if I go, like I'm saying, even if I go downtown, like a nice part of Chicago, because I live kind of in the hood, right? But if I go downtown or if I go to the north side where it's a little nicer, it's still the same. I see mostly women in pants. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap the show up. Thanks, guys, for coming on the Confiscate Art stream. Please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, leave me a comment, and if you want to, send me a donation or you know, for my birthday. I appreciate it either way. Don't sweat it. Thanks, guys, for coming on, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. I'll see you on Monday when I continue doing the show. I might do a stream tonight. It all depends on how much work I get done. All right. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.